What is going on, cup bangers? Pedro told me to not get that excited anymore in the openings because it's distracting and takes away from what we're talking about. So somewhere in the world, Paris Hilton's getting pounded like a piñata for my 10th birthday, and let's talk about cars, yo. Hit it, Pedro! First of all, I'm sitting here in my wife's G63, and not because I wanted to, my wife made me. Today, what we're going to talk about in the show is my 5 favorite cars that came out last year, and 5 cars that are about to come out this year or will be announced this year that I'm most excited about. So let's get started with this. Let's get started with the list. And big disclaimer, number 1, I'm not a car show. I drive these cars on the road. I have not taken all of them to the track. I'm mostly basing my opinion on value, on how cool a fucking car is, which is a big buying factor, how he drives within the normal streets, some of them on the track because I've driven them on the track. But most importantly, no, I'm not some kind of snobby guy trying to fucking, tell you, oh, this is the car you should buy because if I had the money, this is shit that literally goes through my head while I'm getting a car. So get ready to put up with that shit, and let's start with the top 5 cars that I love from 2015. Number 5, the AMG GT by Mercedes-Benz. What a monster. No one saw that coming. That car drives so nicely. The noise it makes, the everything, the sitting position, it's kind of big inside. The only reason why it didn't make it higher on my list here right now, because aesthetically, Mercedes killed it, and especially if you get the Edition 1 with a little wing, everything. Delicious. The only reason why I didn't make it higher on the list is simple. There's a lot of them. Mercedes always does that, but I'm sure Mercedes is going to correct that with the Black Series. So stay tuned for that. On spot number 4, we have the McLaren 675 LT. We're not talking about the Spider or the Coupe, just in general, the car. What a fucking amazing car. The closest you'll ever get to a P1 without that battery. Really. God. If the McLaren market wasn't what it is, and it wasn't such a weird or a massive depreciation hit that I would get on the car, I'd be driving one right now. Am I ruling out the McLaren 675 LT? Not at all, boys, not at all. All I need to do is get the right deal, huh? Call it you. My favorite things about the LT would be, number 1, it's a McLaren. What's not to love about McLaren aside from the depreciation? Number 2, the looks. It looks so nice. That P1 front end with a big carbon fiber lip on the front and the new diffuser and where they place the exhausts. Mwah! It's the Alejandro, I will put my mouth in my fingers in my mouth mwah, type of approval. So that's pretty legit, guys. McLaren's going to start advertising now with that on their ads. I know. Numero 3, the Aventador SV. Wow, boys. Lamborghini gave us the nuttiest car they've ever built, and it went through without anyone even realizing what that car is. The problem with Lamborghini is their other car feels so powerful, and you cannot take full advantage of what the SV feels like on the street compared to a regular Aventador. And I'm thinking that's what's hitting. Don't they have more important shit to do? Lamborghini did a hell of a job with that car. Are you kidding me? A lap time around the ring in less than 7 minutes? That's impressive as hell. It's the only car that has a recorded time lap like that. Under 7 minutes that doesn't have a battery assisting motor of any kind, like the 918 P1 or LaFerrari. The reason why it's in number 3 is, even though it's a hell of a car, it's really well priced. I don't think the market's understanding it just now. It's going to be one of those cars that's going to go up in value, in my opinion, a lot in the future, but it hasn't hit that bottom for me to buy one. So as I'm seeing the market right now, I'm just gonna wait, and in the near future I think you guys will be seeing an Aventador SV of some sort in this garage of exquisite luxury. That's a little bit more French, guys. I'm spoiling you. All right, number 2, and this is where things start to get a little bit biased, you would say, but it's not, because this is why I bought these cars. The Cayman GT4. Come on, guys, that's what we all wanted from Porsche. Yeah, it's a little bit underpowered because, they didn't want their 911 series to go to shit. But now that Porsche finally announced the 4-cylinder engines for those small cars, these cars are going to go up in value tremendously. And Salomondrin exaggeration alert. Yeah, that's I'm exaggerating right now. The car is going to go up in value. You're going to be able to drive it for a long time and probably not lose a lot, if not any money. An incredible car to drive. I've said it before. If I had to keep just one of my cars, if I could only drive one car for the rest of my life, being a car guy and considering that I don't have any responsibilities, don't have to take anywhere in the car with me, that would be it for me, because you get the best of both worlds. You get a manual that works like a you get a mid-engine car from Porsche. You get the chassis of the Boxster of the Cayman, but you get the engine of a 911. Even if it's underpowered, anyone that's driven one will tell you what a joy and a pleasure that thing it is to drive. So, numero dos, Porsche Cayman GT4. And number one comes the Porsche GT3 RS. And again, it's gonna sound biased because I have it, but this is why I have it. What other car right now can get you a deal like that? First of all, let me explain. I got my RS at sticker, so I didn't have to pay the crazy over that these cars are fetching right now. So for $200,000, I'm gonna get the best interior that Porsche has to offer. I'm gonna get the best driving experience Porsche has in a naturally aspirated car, and I'm gonna save $200,000 from not buying a Speciale from Ferrari. Yep. Do I care that the other cars might be a little faster in the circuit or not, or anything? No, it's a crazy good car to drive to the track, on the track, and back home. That's it. Hands down, best value for your dollar. It's limited, so there's not a lot of supply. Value skyrocketed. This is why I love buying cars now, because I can do more of an in-depth search rather than, oh, I like that car. And then a year later, I'm like, oh, I love the car, but I lost all my money. So now I can at least just lose a little bit and share it with you guys. Now, on to the most exciting part of the video. The top 5 up-and-coming cars that I'm most excited about that are going to be coming out this year or being announced or anything. Some of these car makers have delays. They're not sure when they're going to release their cars. We haven't gotten dates, but we have a pretty good grasp of what's going on based on offers from the brands. So, number 5, the Acura NSX. Why number 5 on such a monumental car and such a car that made history? I haven't driven it, obviously, but the reviews haven't been that great. I've heard for the most part it's an amazing car to chill and drive around the city, but nothing else. And I don't know how I feel about that. The other thing is, I saw a shot where side by side, it kind of looked a lot like the i8 from BMW. And don't get me wrong, that's great. But the fact that the car kind of looks so much like that, it takes away a little bit for me. I'm still very excited about the car, just not my number one. And again, these cars are dreams. We're not talking about a Ford Focus anything. We're talking about cars that are basically unobtainable, if you will. On number 4, and this is so low on the list, only because I don't fully understand how it's going to be possible, the Koenigsegg Regera. Are you kidding me? One of my favorites for goddamn sure, that Koenigsegg Regera. Oh my God. I would drool all over myself if it becomes anything close to what Christian von Koenigsegg is saying that it will. And I really think if it works the way we think it's going to work, well, the way they think it's going to work, that might be that Bugatti killer. Because why on earth would you want a Bugatti after that with all the technology? You know I love hybrids. I love full electric power, 700 horsepower just from that electric car. The only thing I don't understand is how he's creating this technology for the first time with the transmission, with the way the battery regeneration works, with everything basically, and putting it in a car so fast with such little resources and making it great. I want to see it. I'm rooting for you, Christian, if this means anything to anyone. And I want that car to be so awesome that I never have to consider buying a Bugatti because they're so fucking expensive to maintain. Number 3, and this is a gettable one for me, which would be number 1 if the other ones were not dreams. I mean, there's no way I can buy the other ones, but here goes. Number 3, the Ford GT. Come on, what's not to love about the Ford GT? You know that the actual first Ford GT that Ford built was to compete in Le Mans and beat everyone in Le Mans. So they did that back in the day, and then the one they just made, the one like the one I have, I deserve that. So that one they made is an homage to the older one. They didn't want to win anything. The car had no purpose whatsoever, aside from the homage to the other one, and that he's badass as fuck, and that the doors are awesome, and that I love that car. Aside from those things, it wasn't made to compete in any level. And the new car goes back again. A lot of people are saying Ford's not staying true to their tradition with the Ford GT. I think they are now. I think they didn't last time. That's my personal opinion. I think the car looks insane. I don't care that the engine's smaller. Who gives a shit? If it can produce the power that it's supposed to produce, I'll take it any day of the week. Everything about it, I'm just so excited about that car, and I'm really hoping I can get one location for that. Please, God. Please. And number 2, which would be my number 1, but sadly I couldn't get one, the Pagani Huayra BC. I'm not gonna say anything about it because I know how much the car means to Horatio and why he named it BC and all that stuff, and I'm sure some specs have leaked, but my God, and I couldn't get one because at the time they announced it, I just couldn't afford the price. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the price, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. I couldn't afford it back then, so fuck. And number 1, oh, and I'm so jealous of everyone getting this car that allegedly exists, and he's making it to the list. I'm just doing that, you know, because Ferrari, you guys are lovely. The LaFerrari Spider. Oh, have you ever seen a grown man cry? Because I might just do that from jealousy. Let's get this straight. The 918 is 100% faster around the tracks, just on an easy setup for anyone to get on the car. All these 3 cars, the P1, the LaFerrari, and the 918, awesome cars. Technically the same thing around the track. It depends on how much balls you have and what you want to drive and how you like to drive. The way the LaFerrari drives is my favorite. This thing is ridiculous. The 918 is just so easy. I love it for that reason. But if I really want to drive and go hard at it, it has to be a LaFerrari. And having that roofless with the noise that car makes, I can't even imagine how those are going to go for in the second market. I have no words. I have no idea. So if anyone needs a kidney or a liver that's getting a LaFerrari Spider, call me. Enough of that, guys. Those are my lists. And again, this comes from someone, it's not snobby, I just buy what I like, and I'm just telling you what my favorites are. I want to know though, which car was your favorite of last year? So please let me know in the comment section down below, and also let me know what car are you the most excited about all around and why? What makes you so excited about that car? I want to get inspired by you guys, because whatever you guys like, if I can buy and play with or go get, fuck it, let's go do this together. All right, cup bangers, well, thank you so very much for watching. Penis points will be raining very, very soon. We found a way to take it to space, but we found a way for you guys to redeem them. Unfortunately, it requires us building software for it, so it's gonna take a little bit, but we're building it for you. It's exciting. Thank you again, guys, so much for watching. I really appreciate the view. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on fucking anything you can possibly imagine. Snapchat, my name is Salomondrin everywhere. It's somewhere here, all around, all over my face. Oh yeah, Pedro, you know how I like it. Wow, that's weird. Send me questions, send me comments, whatever you guys think will make a better show, whatever you guys want to watch, hit me up with it and let's make it happen. You guys have a good one, stay cool, and take it easy. All right, bye.